afternoon. Good to see everyone. It's Tuesday, and hopefully it's been a good day for you. I know it's been a good day for me, and a lot of great experiences working with my students. And this afternoon, I was going through emails, and I came across an email from the Hechinger Report, which I get about once a week, and it gives a variety of articles and things like that. And one of the articles was titled, "Should We Screen Kids' Genes to Predict How Successful They'll Be in School?" And it struck me, I've heard for a long time that there's ways that they can tell how athletic a person is going to be, and there's been concerns about if that can be manipulated. Is that ethical? Is that not ethical? And so forth. So a lot of interesting science there. But the one big thing that I think is interesting in the article is it keeps talking about, should we do this? Is this going to improve education? Is this going to hurt education? And I just think of all the times and all the things that people have created to fix education. And you look at all of those things and have they truly fixed education, or have they set education back? And, one of the ways that, like No Child Left Behind, again, I think there were good intentions there, but has it really been good? Is it possible that the more we do, the more we hurt the educational system? And if we would just step back and maybe even the word is relax a little bit, and just try to think about how can we bring the natural joy of learning back to students, because I would argue it is there. Unfortunately, I think a lot of times by high school, it has been fairly thoroughly snuffed out, but I'm sure there are a few hot embers that if we could get enough oxygen to them, we might be able to rekindle that desire to learn in students. So, you think about this article and this whole idea with the genes and so forth. To me, that just represents how different we all are. But if you look at the current educational system in the U.S., it's all about standardization. So we're going to standardize, for the most part, the curriculums of students and how many credits of each class they need, and so forth. We're going to standardize what should be learned in each of those pieces of the curriculum. And to me, an article like this just reinforces that we need less standardization and more respect for the differences in our students. And, I think we as teachers, with the expectations of teacher evaluations and the standards and so forth, it doesn't encourage us to recognize differences in students, because we have an agenda that we have to cover, and we have to make sure students know certain things, because that's what's going to be covered on the state or national standardized test, and that just becomes a really big struggle for us as teachers, because we're trying to do what's best for students, but yet we also have that hanging over us. And just this idea that all students aren't the same. If Bobby needs 4 years of English, then I think Bobby should have 4 years of English, if that's going to help him in his future career, so forth. Now, do I think any student should have 0 years of English? No, I don't think that. But this idea that everyone has to have basically the same experience. And again, I realize there are elective courses that allow for some freedom, but even in those core courses, is there truly a reason why every student has to have the exact same number of credits in those areas? Is there room for some leeway not for the students, to help them focus on their strengths, what they enjoy, to bring a little bit of that joy back to learning? So this article, I encourage you to read it. Again, it's on the Hechinger Report website, and it just made me start thinking a lot about why we do the things we do in education. I know that's what most of this series has been, but again, it just reminds me that every day that this is something worth talking about, because it is truly the heart and soul of our current education system. And there's a lot of people out there that think it can be improved. And in order to be improved, I would argue we're going to have to make some wholesale changes. So I hope you're having a good Tuesday. Hopefully this makes you think a little bit, and I'd love to hear some of your thoughts. And I hope you have a great evening.